Welcome to PodApplaud, the Monday through Friday podcast that aims to enable your podcast habit. I'm your host, Seb, and today we are going to dig into the podcast Pocket Money by Finder. Pocket Money is an eclectic podcast all about economics, all crevices of the economy, from mundane money handling of the everyman to exotic economics of being an Aussie footballer in the Australian Football League. There are currently 7 episodes out, and new episodes seem to be coming out every 2 weeks. The show ranges from 25 to 45 minutes long. There's no listening order, so you can pick an episode that's as long or short as the time you have available to listen. This is my first episode of PodApplaud back from my vacation in Japan. As much as I want to catch up on my favorite shows, when I opened my podcast app, Pocket Money was in the trending tab, so I decided to check it out. I don't listen to many financial shows, so this might be a little bit out of my wheelhouse. What is in my wheelhouse is Aussie podcast for some reason, so Pocket Money checks off that box. The accents always seem to force me to listen a little more actively than usual. Either way, I think the hosts Sally McCullen and Mark Turano are enjoyable hosts who have a bit of fun with the show and keep it flowing smoothly beginning to end. I can't find any flaws in the audio. Even the guest voices sound pretty good, which is nice because a lot of shows have guest phone or Skype in, which can sound pretty poor. Speaking of their guests, they always manage to get quite interesting guests for the show. Like I hinted at before, we get into the financial world of an Aussie footballer with pro athlete Phil Davis. We learn about prenups and finances of broken relationships with family law specialist Fadan Shevkit, and the world of freemium and pay-to-play gaming with Chris Steed. The more you are into the topic at hand, the more interesting you will find any particular episode. One example I really enjoyed was the first episode that touched upon the early retirement strategy known as the FIRE movement, aka the Financial Independence Retire Early movement. I often find it can be hard to rate the whole podcast when it comes to shows that cast a wide net, like Pocket Money. I like certain episodes, while some episodes don't really capture my attention the same way. A perfect show would force me to become invested in something I never really cared about before. This show has consistent quality in each episode, but some ended up boring me a bit. What I do appreciate a lot is when shows have really good episode notes, so you can tell whether or not an episode will grip you before you've invested a lot of time into listening to a portion of it. Pocket Money has great show notes, so that is definitely a plus. Here on PodApplaud, I rate shows on a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is silence, 2 is a slow clap, 3 is applause, 4 is a round of applause, and 5, of course, is a standing ovation. I'd give Pocket Money a 3 out of 5. In an era where every company is making their own podcast, Pocket Money is squarely amongst the better half of the bunch. I might stay subscribed to this show, but will likely only be listening to about 1/3 or half of the new episodes. If you are particularly into economics or finance, I would recommend the show to you. If you are looking for a way to better handle your personal finances or manage money, this show isn't quite what you're looking for, although there will be some useful episodes you can tune into. That's been the show for today. I hope you found it valuable. If you wish to reach out or follow me, you can find me on Twitter at PodApplaud. That way, next time I disappear on vacation for 2 weeks, you'll know about it. Or send an email to podapplaud@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and please tune in again.